So, thank you very much, guys, for the attention. Stay tuned, Godspeed, and until next time. Cheers!
In a perfect world, they would have never met. It was a betrayal he never imagined. It was a secret she never expected. And it was a journey they couldn't take alone.
Why?
From Academy Award winner Sidney Pollack comes the story about the things we can't control and the forces we can't.
Wondering if you'd come.
There's so many reasons I might be doing this.
Hi there, guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel called Blast in the Past, and this time it will be yet another DVD review of the film called Random Hearts, released in 1999, directed by Sidney Pollack, starring Harrison Ford and Kristen Scott Thomas. And this is a very interesting drama with a tad of romance, on even more than a tad, that's for sure. And it's a slow-paced film, but you have to be ready for that. So it even runs over 2 hours, so you have to be ready for a slower narrative and a slower pace of the film. But once you have those kind of expectations, so I think that it's a good watch. But let me talk about it a little bit later on.
What?
And once again, guys, so I would like to keep this review also much shorter than the previous ones for your own entertainment and for your own benefit, I think. Alright, so please stay with me and be patient. So I will try to make it as quick as possible and as painless as possible for you guys, alright? I hope that you appreciate it. Thanks.
The aircraft involved was a 737.
She went to Miami today. I need to find out what plane she was on.
If Peyton's traveling, I don't think it's for the store.
By the way, about this DVD release, so it has a very nice cover, very climatic. So this is what drew my attention to this film, to be honest. And then I read about the plot. It also sounded interesting enough for me to give it a try, because actually recently I've seen it for the first time ever. So I didn't even know what exactly this film was about. And what is the film about? What is the plot about? So let me read a summary from the IMDb website, okay? And one more thing about this DVD release also, so it features this nice booklet here, you see? Wow, this is a blast from the past, this kind of booklet, don't you think so?
This is DVD. And this is what happens when you watch DVD.
So, of course, that's not the point of the review, but you see, chapter selection. Like it was a big thing back in the day, that you could select chapters. That's funny, right? This is so vintage, isn't it? Okay, but back to the summary. Okay, guys, so I think that this one is pretty succinct. The storyline. After the death of their loved ones in a tragic plane crash, Police Sergeant Dutch van den Broek, Harrison Ford, probably I've butchered this surname, I don't remember how it was exactly pronounced, and US Representative Kay Chandler, Dame Kristen Scott Thomas, find Case in the possessions their loved ones left behind. They realized the two had been having an affair and are determined to discover all of the details by Andy Heights. Okay, I think it's very succinct, to the point, so if you want to know what to expect next, what happens next, you have to just watch the film. That's the point, isn't it?
And she's afraid that she'll be disadvantaged or embarrassed by the revelation of her husband's infidelity.
I would say that the film has a very interesting, although a little bit incredible, maybe unbelievable premise. It is about two completely random people. The protagonists are connected by one thing, the fact that their beloved ones, their spouses, they were having an affair. And to make the matter even worse, so Dutch's wife, Harrison Ford's character, was having an affair with Kay, so Kristen Scott Thomas's character, husband. So it sounds like a little bit like in a Harlequin novel, but you have to suspend the disbelief, because in this case, something like this could happen, you know. It's not like completely unrealistic, although that would be a big, unthinkable coincidence for something like that to happen. But this is the foundation of the plot, and then the story builds up on it slowly. And like I said, so it's a slow-paced film. it's a slow burner, so don't expect too much a thrill, although this is like an interesting subplot, what is going on in terms of Dutch, because he's a sergeant in the internal affairs in the States, and
I'm a sergeant in the Internal Affairs Division of the District of Columbia Police.
and he's trying to crack a case. And there are some shootouts involved, some chases, but it seems like it's just added in order to throw something in for the fans of action. So I'm not sure whether that was like fitting into this narrative. Maybe they should have gone for the full-blown drama connected with romance, this kind of combination of genres. I'm not sure about it. I'm not a screenwriter, I'm not a director either, so I wouldn't know. But this is just my wild guess that maybe the film would benefit more from that. But on the other hand, so there is something nice for everybody. And it justifies the running time over 2 hours, like 2 hours 7 minutes with the credit roll, I suppose. I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
Random Hearts is a taut romantic thriller.
There's got to be some sign of
The interesting and the captivating thing in terms of the plot is how the different pieces of the puzzles, they come together slowly, step by step, and one of the persons in this relationship, let's say, in this friendship in need, so Kay, she's ready to let go of the past, but Dutch, Harrison Ford, is not. He wants to know exactly the reason why his wife had cheated on him before she passed away, unfortunately, in that plane accident. So he wants to dig deeper, and he just can't let go of the past. And this is exactly his bane and his curse, that he just can't let it go and forget about it and move on and maybe focus on Kay, with whom, well, they are, we could say that they become more than friends, just friends. But there is another subplot to that, so maybe we could say that it's even the point of the whole narrative, that they are like night and day in terms of their approach to the beloved ones. One of them, Kay, she's willing even to forgive, maybe, in some way. And Dutch, no, he's like a true detective, a true sergeant in this case, within the internal affairs. So he wants to know all the rationale behind it, for better or worse, whether it could hurt him even more or not.
Are you investigating something?
They were sitting together. 3A and B. Your husband, my wife.
The film features a star-studded cast, an ensemble cast. Apart from Harrison Ford and Christine Scott Thomas, we have also such names as Charles S. Dutton, so I know him the most from Alien 3, Bonnie Hunt, Richard Jenkins, for example, and I think that there is also Sidney Pollack, the director, in a small role as well. So all the cast members, they do a great job.
Begging. I ain't much for begging. Nobody ever gave me nothing.
The romance between the protagonist, the relationship, its development, it's believable. Thanks to their great performances, thanks to the heart and the effort they channel into their roles. And of course, Harrison Ford is a professional, but I think that at that time he wanted to change his portfolio a little bit. That's why he decided to experiment with different genres. And for better or worse, it depends. I think that he was one of the ladies' favorites in the 1990s. So he was a handsome devil, wasn't he? Right? I think it's not for me to judge, but I would like ladies to comment on it, or how handsome, in their opinion, Harrison Ford was in his prime, or even a little bit past his prime. But they say that men are like wine, they get better with time. One of the examples would be Sean Connery, late Sean Connery, Harrison Ford as well, perhaps. So I think that there is something to this theory, isn't there?
No, you've got me.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I know that many of you are not interested in the technical aspects. They just skip the part or they stop watching the videos, my video reviews completely. So I'm not gonna dwell on that. I'm not gonna go into the details in this case. Just maybe a short on the side note that the DVD is fine. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's okay. And I think that the film would extremely benefit from making it a little bit faster paced, maybe, to keep it shorter, maybe more to the point. But I wasn't blown away by that film when I saw it during the weekend. It was okay, so I definitely not regret having seen it at all, because that was the first time. And Harrison Ford is always a joy to watch in any film, because he always gives his best and does his best in any of the role. he decides to take up. So I definitely do not regret it, although I wasn't even sure what exactly to expect. So it's a drama, a slow-paced drama with romance, a big chunk of it. So perhaps it's not like a typical genre for men, but that could be also a harmful stereotype. I don't know. I pretty much liked it for what it's worth, for what it was. Sidney Pollack did a fairly good job in terms of the shots, how he presented the film, different frames, aerial shots also. The only thing which I found very surprising was the budget of the film, because I think it was over $70 million.
Surprise,
It grossed something around this number as well, so it wasn't a smashing success, it was even a flop, like many people would say. I'm pretty sure that they must have spent the majority of that budget on that plane crash, which is not even shown in the full extent, and or on the salary for Harrison Ford and other famous actors, but especially Harrison Ford, because at that time he was still a hot commodity in Hollywood. So that would be my guess. But I'm surprised that it cost so much to produce this film. Well, you never know. Okay guys, so to sum up this review, it's not a classic, it's not an underrated classic. Currently the score is around 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Maybe it deserves a little bit more. It depends on you, on your taste in cinema. I think that as a drama with romance, this kind of mixture of genres with, in this case, a tad of action cinema thrown in for a good measure, it is okay to watch. It's not Sidney Pollack's best film and he's not at his best, but I think that they did whatever they could in terms of the script. They got as much out of it as possible. I think that it's based on a book, on a novel. Never read the book, I don't know how good it is, but I would suspect that it must have been at least decent if they decided to adopt it into a Hollywood material, into a Hollywood motion picture. So this is it. I hope that you have enjoyed this time, hopefully much shorter review than usual, and give it a go. Maybe together with your beloved one, together with your spouse.
It was a betrayal he never imagined.
Your partner, if you want to spend a nice time together watching drama, romance, why not? And it's a pretty reflective cinema, so it leaves you some food for thought. So I think that's also, it is some added value to this motion picture.
It was a secret she never expected.
If they find out about your wife, it's gossip. If they find out about my husband, it's in the newspaper.
So guys, thank you very much as always for your attention, for the support, for liking my channel, for subscribing, for liking my videos, for just watching them, paying attention, not skipping them. And please watch this film if you feel like it, if you think that I've convinced you to just give it a go, why not? Maybe you would be one of those people who defend this film and they highly praise it on IMDb. Thank you, take care, Godspeed, and until next time. Cheers. So, thank you very much guys for the attention, stay tuned, Godspeed, and until next time. Cheers. This is a very interesting drama, a little bit of romance, but before she passed away, unfortunately, in that car accident, in that plane accident. It's a romance, a slow romance, slow-paced film. So it's a drama, a slow-paced drama.
Random Hearts, rated R, opens everywhere Friday.